My name is Christian Nam. Currently, I'm a senior UX designer at Solstice. My current career path has been really interesting. I've been starting off as an artist in photography, got into photo direction and general art direction, eventually became an art director, and that led to doing some digital design work for an early startup. That early startup actually did pretty well for a while, which is a one-of-a-kind story every once in a while, especially in Chicago. And ever since then, I've been working as a UX designer with small startups and now consulting at Solstice. My elevator pitch for this topic is about a project that Frank Gehry and his team was working on. The story goes, towards the end of the project, they had a lot of last-minute constraints, so the client decided to go out to Gehry's studio and do a two-day ideation session. Over the 2 days, there was a lot of redrafting, rewriting, new problems, new constraints. But at the end of it, the team felt, man, I'm glad for that painful design process to be over, and everyone joked a little bit about it. But at the end of that, before anyone could say another word, the lead project architect went over the drafting table, grabbed their pretty drafts, and tore it right apart in front of all of them. In that moment, everyone's in frustration and awe and anger, but before anyone could say something, the lead architect just simply says, this was to prove that we could do it. Now we can do it the way we want to do it. And so this topic is about embracing that moment of clarity, of confidence, of risk, and the power of iteration, and how to embrace it in this UX design process. Why this topic is important to me is that over my creative career, I've always found that this endeavor for problem solving is endless and it's fruitful. If I get to be the last person to ask the question why, and people are there to listen to me, I find that that's the opportunity that the team needs to just put one more idea out there. And that idea is probably the one that's the most transformative. It's the one that likely causes a change, makes someone's lives better, and ships a product that we're actually all proud of. So my primary goal for my mentees to walk away is simply embracing this thing that we call a design attitude. You don't have to have the word designer in your role to be the person who can ask that question why. You don't have to have gone to design school or have a formal design education to change someone's life. All it takes is having this design attitude and this ability and yearning to start all over again if it gets you a little bit further at solving that problem. What I love about the Chicago design community is just the diversity of it. I've had the luck of working with photographers, art directors, creative directors, and writers, and all the way up to product designers. And what they've all taught me is they all want the same thing, and they want to solve problems creatively. And to them, and the rest of the Chicago design community, that's the best way to solve a problem.